Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I'm going to be giving you my top-notch strategy for trading gold, and mind you guys, this strategy has made me good amount of money and has enabled me to pass two profit challenges, and I've become funded. Okay, so I've been funded on a 50k account and also on a 100k account. All right, so this strategy has actually done the most for me, and I trade just gold and US oil. So I'm going to take you guys through how to actually trade gold using this particular strategy. All right, so don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so that you get more and more videos like this. And if you like teaching and you've been interested to get to know more, just stay tuned and watch this video to the very end, because this video is actually going to take you from what being completely clueless to being having a clue and knowing exactly what you're doing and what exactly you're looking for in the market space, so that you don't waste your time just playing around. Okay, so now let's go straight up to the chart. So as you guys can see, this is just a 5 minutes time frame, and I've been back testing the strategy like crazy. All right, so first and foremost, my week started from somewhere. My week started from here. Right, let me just go ahead and mark that out for you guys. So my week started from here. This is where my week started from. All right, then the market did not come to give me this particular setup, which we have here. So just like that. All right, so but I know I took a lot of trade this week, so I'm not holding and waiting for to see the sky. All right, so I just go for a certain amount of pips, like considering my risk to reward ratio. So right here, let's just go down. Let me just go ahead and just delete the whole of this so that we look where we just dive in and look at things on a deeper level. All right, so this is a trade we took today, this evening, just this evening, not quite long. All right, so this is today being Friday. This is a trade we took. So let's just delete the whole chandeliers on the chart and get to look at things from the smaller time frame perspective. Okay, so now we're going to go to the higher time frame and look at gold before we come back to the 5 minutes time frame. So let's go to the 4 hours time frame. All right, so from the 4 hours time frame, I want us to look at a certain thing. So where is the price of gold? Okay, the price of gold is completely bullish. All right, it's bullish, so we just have a pullback and to this key level, and then it kept pushing up. So what exactly are we to look for from this particular setup on gold? What exactly are we to look for? We look for setups like this. Okay, we look for setups like this. All right, where we have a break of structure, a breaker block. Okay, I will explain what a breaker block is in a minute. Okay, we look for setups like this. So we have a break of structure. So we have a breaker block. A breaker block is what? A failed order block. Okay, a breaker block is a failed order block. So we look for where the market actually failed to respect the order block. All right, so after the break of structure, all right, and we have our breaker block there. All right, so we have our second break. We have a pullback, which is to provide what? Liquidity. Okay, so that pullback is to provide what? Liquidity in the market. So we have this pullback here is to provide liquidity and inducement. Okay, so now we have our second break of what? Structure. All right, we have our second break of structure, which is this area right here. Okay, we have our second break of structure, which is the area right here. You can clearly see how the market came back and then tapped into this area, and this is where you should be buying from. And again, the stop loss just slightly below where the breaker block candle stops, and then you just go for your risk to reward ratio as per where the previous high was. So it's just simple. Okay, and we don't really look at just that one setup. There are other setups too to look out for. Okay, there are other setups too to look out for. So there are other setups too to look out for. Let's look at another example. Okay, so there's another one. All right, so we have a push to the upside, we have a pullback. Okay, we have a break of structure where we have our breaker block. being pushed to the upside, and then we have this. Okay, so it's almost the same thing like the other one, but this one there's no there's only one break of structure to the upside. So looking at this now, we have our breaker block, which we're going to mark right here. Okay, we have our breaker block. All right, we have our inducement. Okay, so what is the inducement for? Is to be taken out. Okay, so we have a target, or we are going to be aiming for to take the profit from. So you see, so what happened? The market comes to this, come back to this area, takes away that low, and then keep pushing to the upside. Okay, kept pushing to the upside. So you see here, and then what happened? We just take our profit, fam. We just take our profit. Okay, so it's just that simple, fam. It's just that simple. It's just simple. It's just simple. So let's look at another example. Let's look at another example of what we're actually going to be looking for and what we're going to be trading. So this is our A plus setup. This is a B plus setup. Okay. So the other one we'll look at for today, it's a completely bearish or bullish scenario. So we have the market. We have the market actually like pushing to the upside. Then we have a sweep of liquidity. All right, so we have a pullback. Okay, and this is like similarly to this, but it's just the inverse of it. So what happened? The market comes. This is our breaker block right here. All right, so this is our breaker block. All right, so these are inducement level, right? So what happened? Market taps into that area and then drops. So we're going to be looking at all of this today on this particular video. So just endeavor to stay tuned and watch the video to the very end, please. I'll be explaining all of this on the live chart and how to actually take trades using this particular setup. I think there was a setup like this today on US oil. So there was a setup like this today on US oil, and if you have taken it, you have just made some massive returns from. So let's just go straight up to the chart. So mind you, I said we began a week from somewhere around here. We began a week from here. Okay, so we're just going to go down today from our first trade within the week, which was Monday. Okay, so going down to the 5 minutes time frame, because it's a 5 minutes time frame we're going to be using for finding our setups and entries. Okay, you can also use the 15 minutes time frame. They're also very reliable. Okay, they're also very reliable. All right, so we're just going to go to screw back in time. So let's screw back in time. All right, so here we have, there is actually a shift. Okay, and we have a gap, which we have a gap here. Friday, Sunday, midnight open. Okay, that was Sunday, and then we have this gap, market open gap. And what happened? The market came back to fill that gap, and during the day there was a break of that structure. Okay, so after the break of that structure, what happened? I already knew that okay, this market is about to change its trend. Okay, so right here I have what? I have a break of structure, and I have a breaker block right here. Okay, so I have my breaker block right here, and I have a break of structure or a change of character, which is right here. All right, so I have a pullback, okay, which is this. Okay, all right, I can use between that or this one here. I can use any of it. So I have this guy right here, you know, that's a pullback, this is a low. Okay, this is my imbalance. Okay, this is my imbalance. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just mark that and extend it to the left. All right, so within this period I don't actually have any trade until what? Market grabs the liquidity resting below this area and then taps into my breakout block. Okay, so what happened? You see how the market just tapped into that area. So you can actually set your target for here, but I think I actually saw a long-term opportunity. All right, so the market got into that area. I just took my buys, and my stop loss just a few pips like below this candle, this breaker block candle, right? So just a few pips below that breaker block candle. All right, so just a few pips below that area. So that's that. You can just target your here. Okay, so you see you have your clean 1 to 6 weeks to reward ratio. You can choose to extend it if you want. So normally, like sometimes I do extend it like a few pips above this zone, okay, because I know there's liquidity resting above that area, and it has to be what taken out. Okay, so let's look at a few more examples like we had on that same day. Okay, so this was, I think, somewhat around 2 a.m. okay, Nigerian time. Okay, so right here we have structure, we have a low being taken out. Taking all of that into consideration, we have so we have what a little break of structure right here. Okay, so we have a new low being formed right here. We have a new low. Okay, so we have a new high. All right, so since we have a new high, we have this area to be what our breaker word block. All right, so that was our breaker block right there. So what happened? Since we have our breaker block to be right there, okay, so since we have our breaker block to be right here, all right, we're just gonna go ahead and just mark it out. All right, so and then we have a new low, okay, and a new high. So we have this guy here to be what our breaker block. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and adjust this. So the breaker block must be what unmitigated. Okay, so it must be unmitigated. So right there we have, you can see our breaker block. All right, so we have our imbalance right here. So that's cool. So what happened? We just did not have any trade until the market took out this low. Okay, just did not have any trade until the market took out that low. So you see, market just tapped into our point of interest, our PI, and what happened? A stop loss, like I said, just a few pips. If it will fail, it will fail, fam. So there's no point holding the market for too long. So you see, right? So you see, like sometimes I said a few pips, like because I know there's liquidity resting above this area, that liquidity has to be what taken out. So you see how the market just tapped into that area and just went all the way up. So gold is actually a very sweet asset to trade, okay, if you just master it. So right here, with the momentum and force, here became too noisy, right? So what you have to do is you have to wait for the market to actually break out that area. Okay, so as soon as the market break out that area, we have what our breaker block right here. We have our breaker block. Okay, we have a breaker block right here. Okay, so what happened? I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that out. Okay, so we have our breaker block right there. All right, so and if we go to a smaller time frame, like the 3 minutes time frame, you'll be able to see imbalance somewhere there. Okay, you see an imbalance somewhere there, and you see how the market just came, tapped into that area, and you just continue with the trend. So stop loss just slightly below as soon as you enter. Okay, just target just a few pips. So you will always hit your trades, fam. You always hit your trades. So right here, what happened? It's not actually good to trade this strategy with so much noise. Okay, so all right, so you don't want a chubby market because it makes it hard for you to actually understand what exactly you're looking for. Okay, so right here you're seeing that there is a lot of noise within this area. So if there's a lot of noise, that means there's what both by sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity that has to be what taken out. Okay, so you kind of avoid that. So because there's liquidity resting on both sides of this particular market. So what happened? There was liquidity, and the liquidity was actually taken out. And what happened? Then I was actually looking at this area right here, because there was what a change of what character. All right, there's a break of structure, and I had a breaker block right here. Okay, so what happened? I just did not get this trade. Yeah, so we have a high, we have an imbalance right here. Okay, we have an imbalance right there. All right, so what happened? I was actually waiting for the market to just come back. All right, take out this area and then tap into this and just deliver that. So but that did not happen. Okay, so I think we have something very interesting here if we go to the 15 minutes time frame, but it doesn't really align with what I'm teaching, but it's still a trade if you look at it from the 15 minutes time frame perspective. Okay, so yeah, so let's look at this. We have a break. Okay, we have a break. All right, we have a break there, and this becomes what our breaker block, right? So see how the market just came back to it and just tapped into it and respected it and pushed all the way up. So which is actually interesting, fam. Which is actually interesting. So now just go back to the 5 minutes time frame. All right, just go back to the 5 minutes time frame. Okay. So on the 5 minutes time frame, sorry. So what happened? See how the market came, all right, tapped into that area, and you see, even if you have entered this trade, okay, you won't have been stopped out. Let's see if you have been stopped out. Okay, so I prefer to use the low. Okay, there's a low here. All right, so I love to use that particular low, this low. Okay, the low there, so because it will actually protect me from unnecessary stop out. So you see, you would have just gotten your 1:1 risk to reward ratio. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, seriously, how well this strategy can actually change your trading life. It can do a lot for you. Can do a lot for you. So right here there was nothing for me because I don't actually like taking sales that much. I prefer buys to selling. Okay, so right here we have a shift of market structure shift. All right, so I was actually thinking that if the market comes to here, I was actually going to take a buy, but it didn't. And then we have another break of structure right here. All right, and what happened? There was this demand zone right here. There was imbalance right here too. There was an imbalance right here. Look at the 5 minutes time frame. So there's this imbalance right here. You see, also there's a break of structure right here. If you look at the current market structure, so there was a break of structure right there. Okay, and then there's imbalance right here. So you see that imbalance, and then you see this demand zone. See how the market just came, tapped into it, and what happened? It just moved all the way to the upside. So you have just had your clean 1:2. The stop loss, please, it should always be at the swing count low, right? So stop loss should be at the swing low. So you have just gone for your 1:2. Like I said, it cannot be a few pips above this. It shouldn't be too high because that area is liquidity. We don't want it to actually take the liquidity resting above that area. So you see, you have just gotten your clean 1:6, 1:7 with this particular setup. Right, so let's look at Friday here. All right, so we're looking at this. All right, so if you look at this, there is actually a break of structure right here. All right, so since there's a break of structure right here, that leaves us with what? A breaker block, which is what? A failed or downward block. Okay, so that leaves us with a breaker block, which is what? A failed order block. So all right, so we have our breaker block, then we have our imbalance. Okay, and then we have our second break of structure. We have our second break of structure. All right, and then we have the market coming back to actually mitigate this our breaker block right there. Okay, so see, you have just gotten your 1:2 1:10 risk to reward ratio, just clean, it's clean. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and look at the BTC chart. Okay, so I'll tell you guys why and show you guys one of the setup too. Okay, so I was looking at this. All right, this particular setup on the BTC USD. All right, so let's just look at the BTC USD chart. Sorry, this is US oil, sorry, not BTC USD. Yeah, so let's look at the US oil. So mind you guys, on the US oil for this week, I think I was able to catch some trades too. Okay, so the last one which I caught, which is very massive, was actually this one. Okay, well, I don't want the video to be very long. I'll just include a screenshot. Okay, we have our breakout block right here. We have a breakup structure. We have a breakup block because we have another breakup structure, and then this is our inducement. So you see, market just came, took out that area. Let's look at it from the 30 minutes time frame. Yeah, I think we'll be able to appreciate the whole beauty of it. So yeah. So where's that area? Okay. So we have this area to be. If you look at it from the 1 hour, you'll be able to see why I actually mark this stuff. These are breakup block like this. Okay, so be able to see why I marked it like that. So we have this imbalance here. All right, and we also have breakup block right here, but I do not trust that one well enough because there's this one resting below it, which means that the market was more likely to come and respect this one. So that's why I took my trade. My stop loss just below those candles, and it was a quick 1:18, 1:20 trade. So now I'm just gonna go ahead to go down to the 50 minutes. Yeah, so that you see something for yourself. So why I said I actually took this trade. So like for this, okay, we have a breakout block, okay, at this area. So what happened? You see what happened here? The market just came, mitigated it, and dropped. Okay, there's liquidity resting above here, or imbalance. Okay, and also that coincides with this fair value gap. So you see how the market just came, tapped into it, and just dropped all the way to the downside. So it has been a good week for me. Not all weeks are like this, okay? So but in everything we give glory to God, okay, because he makes everything possible fun. So I'm just gonna stop the whole video here. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more and more videos like this. So see you guys